Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where we're working step by step through each of the ABRSM theory grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets that are available in US letter or A4 to accompany each step of this series. There's also a page with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can access information about the books that I have available. I've written How to Take Your ABRSM Music Theory exam. It's full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your exam, and also how to best make use of the time when you're in the exam room on exam day. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find it's all there. If you can give me a like, that'd be really great, and subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more in store. I hope that you're enjoying working through this as much as I am. And so let's turn to page 32, where we're going to continue naming chords. We've done a lot of the explanation in the previous video, so we're going to continue to put that into practice with these last remaining exercises. It's a particular favourite of mine, this topic is. Any information that you might find helpful is found on the preceding pages in your workbook, and you can also find a summary of that information on this PDF document that you can download from my website. So if you want to have that to hand, that's section H. And so we're going to continue to name these chords. Remember, we're just counting up the steps of the scale to create the chords, and we use Roman numerals to describe chords rather than numbers to describe single notes. So in order to be able to write the chords along the steps of the scale, we first of all need to know which key we're in. And so looking at this one here, we can see that we've got a key signature of 2 sharps, and there are no more accidentals here to tell us anything otherwise. And so the key that has a key signature of 2 sharps is D major. And so now we need to describe the chords in that key. So counting up the first 5 steps of the scale, we'll have chord 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And although 3 is a chord that doesn't get used in this grade, I don't think at all, and it doesn't occur regularly in many places, but we'll still include it because it's just as easy to add it in as to miss it out. That's entirely up to you. You could miss it out if you prefer, but just counting in step makes the process easy. And so if we're in D major, chord 1 is based on a D, 2 is E, F, G, A, stepping up the scale. And then we need to write the triads. And I've said before, if you find it difficult to find the first, the third and the fifth, just refer to a quick sketch on the piano keyboard and that will help. So chord 1 is built from D, F, A. We have E, G, B, F, A, C, G, B, D, A, C, E, and we can double check that because 1, 3, 5, there's the 5th note of the scale, which provides the basis for chord 5. So there's a little double check there. And then we can also show that we know root position is A, first inversion is B, second inversion is C, and that's all the thinking that's required. So now we just need to match those to this little exercise here. And so if you want to crack on and have a go at that, and by all means try the remaining exercises on this page, or we can work through them one at a time, but do just try it on your own first of all, and you'll learn it more thoroughly that way. It doesn't matter if you go wrong, we're only ever writing in pencil, and we always have our trusty eraser to hand should we need it. So in this chord here we have a D, A, F, A, so we know that's a chord 1. You can see that's the notes of chord 1, and because the D is in the root of the chord, at the base of the chord, it's a root position, so just chord 1 will suffice, or you could put chord 1A if you prefer to do that. Either of those is acceptable. And so let's carry on. So here we have F, A, D. And so it's the same chord 1, but this time we're in an inversion. because the F is in the bass, it's chord 1B. We have that first inversion. Let's look at the next chord. We have C, A, E, A. So we have a chord 5. They're the notes of chord 5, and because the C is in the bass, we know that it's a chord 5B. Let's have a look at the next one. We've got a G, a B, an E, and a G again. And so we can see they're the notes of chord 2. But because the G is in the bass, we know it's a chord 2B. Nearly there. So we have in this next chord an A, a D, and an F. And so that's all the notes of chord 1. But because the A is in the bass, it's a chord 1C. It's in the second inversion. And then let's look ahead at this chord here. It doesn't matter that the notes are tied, it's still exactly the same principle. We have this note tied over the bar. We have an A, a C, and an E. And so we have chord 5, and because the A is at the bass, it's chord 5A, or just 5 will suffice. So if you haven't done so already, have a crack at this next one, and then we'll look at it together. And so first job is to make sure we know what key we're in. We have a key signature of B flats and E flat, which is the key of B flat major. There are no other accidentals to tell us otherwise, and so we're in the key of B flat major. And now that we know that, we can now map out our chords. So the first, second, third, fourth and fifth degrees of the scale, we're going to build those chords. So chord 1 is B flat. We needn't worry about all the accidentals or key signature. The music key signature takes care of that. Let's just get the letter names in place. B, C, D, E, F. So we're just counting up the scale. B, C, D, E, F. The key signature takes care of everything else. Then we're going to build the triads. So first, third, fifth, B, D, F. Here's our chord 1. C, E, G, first, third and fifth built on the second note of the scale. D, F, A, E, G, B, F, A, C. And the only other little bit of information we will require is the position of the chord. So the root position is A, first inversion is B, second inversion is C, and the note in the bass will tell us that. So let's see what chord we've got here. We've got an A, C, F, C. So that's a chord 5. And because the A is in the bass, it's a chord 5B. Here we have notes G, B, E. That's a chord 4. And because the G is in the bass, we know it's that middle note in the bass. That's our first inversion, that's a 4B. Here we have an F, B, D. And so we have a chord 1. But because the F is in the bass, we know that that's the second inversion, that's a chord 1C. And then here we have F, A, C, which is chord 5. And because the F is in the bass, just chord 5 will suffice, or you could write 5A if you prefer to. Let's crack on. So this next one, we need to figure out what key we're in. We've got a key signature of B flats, E flats, A flats, which could mean that we're in the key of E flat major. However, if you glance through, we've got lots of B naturals, and that natural sign tells us that we've raised a note. That would be the raised 7th. And so if B is the 7th, and then 8 would be C, we're in C minor, which shares the same key signature as E flat major, and so that all tallies. And so we're in the key of C minor. And so we need to just map out our chords accordingly. So chord 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. C is chord 1. D, E, F, G is chord 5, working our way up to that. And then just map out your triads, the first, the third and the fifth. C, E, G, D, F, A, E, G, B, F, A, C, G, B, D. Use the piano keyboard to help you if you just need to visualise that. So first, third, fifth, stepping up the keyboard. And then we just need to note root position A, B and C for the inversions. There we go. And that B will be raised as the 7th. We don't tend to come across chord 3, that's just there to help us step our way up through the scales. And so we have a G, B, which has been made natural, G, D, so we know we're at chord 5. And because the bass note is G, that will suffice, or you could say 5A. Next chord is F, C, A, C. And so that's a chord 4. And then again, that's root position, so there's no need for A unless you particularly want to. That's that. We're just duplicating one of the notes because there are 3 notes in a triad. However, there are 4 harmony notes here. So we just duplicate one of the triad so it doesn't change anything. Next chord then, we have a D, D, A, F. So that's a chord 2. And because D is in the root, that will suffice. You could call it 2A if you prefer to, but 2 also explains that fully. Next chord we have C, E, G, C. So that's chord 1. And again, the C is in the root, so that will suffice. There we go then. Last one. So now we are in the key of E flat major because we have the key signature for E flat major here, and there are no other accidentals to tell us otherwise. And so that would be our key signature. And so now we need to write out the chords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for E flat major. So E flat would be chord 1, but we don't need to worry about all the flats because the key signature does that for us. So we'll just get the letter names in place. So stepping up the scale, E, F, G, A, B. So the triads, if you're not sure, first, third, fifth, E, G, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. E, G, B, F, A, C, G, B, D, A, C, E, B, D, F. Number 3 doesn't come into that, but we'll just use it for our stepping up the scale. And then the only other thing we need is A, B, C to show the position of the chord, whether it's a root position or an inversion. And so we can just crack on and answer this. If you haven't done so already, just go ahead and then you can check it through with me afterwards. So we have here a G, E, B, E, G. So that's a chord 1. The key signature deals with everything else that needs to be dealt with. So it's a chord 1, but because there's a G in the bass, we know it's a chord 1B. Let's move on. We have a D, D, B, D, F. That's a chord 5. And because the D is in the bass, we have that as a 5B. If you're not sure about that, just count at 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, and you'll see that that's a D an octave lower. Let's press on. So we have F, F, A, C, F. That's a chord 2. And because the F is in the bass, it's a root position chord, so that's all that's required. You could put 2A if you prefer to. And then here, so let's just work out this octave. 1, 3, 5, 7, 8. So we're on a C. So we have a C, C, A, C, E. So we have a chord 4. That's the notes of chord 4. But because the C is in the bass, we know that it's a chord 4B. We've got that first inversion, and it really is as simple as that. I do hope that you found that helpful. If you can give me a like, that would be really encouraging to me, and subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more in the pipeline, lots to come. I hope that you're enjoying this as much as I am. Please do visit sharonbill.com and make use of all of the resource that's available to you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.